Hello, YouTubers and YouTubettes.
Wasabi.
It's your man Jay.
And your man Twan.
And this is
Tech
Taste
Taste
Daily.
Daily.
Yo, we have discussed the first, second, and third kind.
If you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. That's actually one of my favorites.
Definitely.
We even discussed the fourth kind.
We did. we might have made it up.
Yeah, well, we discussed it nevertheless.
But what third kind are we referring to, Twan?
Close encounters.
The close encounters. Now, recently, get your mind out of the gutter, you guys. Not those kind of close encounters. Talking about aliens.
Settle down, Beavis.
Big heads, gray skin. You know what I'm saying? E.T.
He said big head. Yes, our jokes are juvenile on this channel.
So, have you heard of the politician that goes by the name of Harry Reid?
He said Harry.
I got a Harry
Settle
Reid
down,
for ya.
Beavis.
But actually, no, I have heard of Harry Reid and his hairiness.
He's a real famous Democrat. Matter of fact, for a while he was the Democratic whip.
The whip.
He was the whip. I don't know what that means, but he was the whip for a while. I think. Let me see. It says he was the whip from 1999 to 2005. The Senate Democratic whip as minority whip from 1999 to 2001, and again from 2003 to 2005. So he's like a big deal.
I have to know what a whip is now.
Okay, let's see. Now watch me whip it good. What is a whip? What is a Democratic whip or a whatever I said?
Just WIP.
WIP.
He's the HNWIP.
Ah, HNWIP. I like it.
It's actually WHIP. It's real whipping.
Ah, minority whip.
Official of a political party whose task is to ensure party discipline in a legislature. That sounds like real whipping.
He was doing some real whipping.
This means ensuring that members of the party vote according to the party platform rather than according to their own individual ideology or the will of the donors or constituents. Whips are the party enforcers with whips, whipping motherfuckers if you don't get in line.
Should I be offended? Why they gotta be whipping
Sounds
people?
rather offensive to me.
Sounds like what they did to the slaves, man.
I know, right?
Come on.
If you don't fall in line and vote the party line, then you get whipped.
You gotta deal with the whip.
Huh.
Whatever, man. Anyway.
Yeah, don't get us started.
Exactly.
That's not what we're supposed to be talking about.
So Harry Reid, big deal. During
Big
the
whip.
Obama administration.
Big hairy whip.
Big Harry Reid. Harry Reid the whip. So Harry Reid has gone on record stating that he is very aware of the existence of UFOs. Not only that, he went a step further and said that the U.S. government is covering up evidence. What? Whoa, this is huge, you guys. This is
Wow.
huge. What have we been saying this whole time? Yo.
When did he say this?
I don't know. But I think they will tell us if we watch this video.
Oh, we have a video.
Yes.
Video from YouTube.
I like your voice.
right,
When
here we
it's
go.
auto-tuned.
Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid thinks it is time for the Pentagon to open up its secret UFO files.
The longtime Nevada lawmaker admits that he did sponsor a secret study that was coordinated by a Las
secret
Vegas
study, of
contractor.
course.
But
Look at
very
this.
little of what was produced by the study has been made public.
So what's hiding in those files, and when do we get to see them? George Knapp is here live in studio with a preview of
George
his
Knapp.
report. I know,
Who's
that's the
George
question,
Knapp?
He's a
right?
very
Where is it?
famous UFO journalist who has broken all kinds of stuff. He's the guy that interviewed the dude from Area 51. I can't remember his name, but he interviewed him way back in the day.
Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar, thank you. Good. You're a smart cookie. And again, took Bob Lazar onto the Joe Rogan Experience, I think last year. And there's a whole documentary about Bob Lazar now on Netflix, way back in 80 whatever, he
It's a trip. He's still around doing talk shows and stuff.
didn't want to do it, but they talked him into it because they said it was important for history. And he not discovered, but he worked with element, I can't remember the number, but he worked with some element, and he was like, yeah, we were using this, and this was the element that was the gasoline, the equivalent of gasoline for the UFOs.
What?
And just the last couple years, that element has actually been added to the, what's the table?
The periodic table.
Thank you. Yes. So it's a real thing, and he was talking about it years and years and years ago.
Huh.
I'm saying, and hey, you just put 2 and 2 together, y'all. Shit is real.
Wow.
Well, for more than a year, the public has heard about this secret study initiated by Senator Harry Reid and other lawmakers. The study continued for years, but whatever files or reports it created, very little of that material has been made public. As the I-Team first reported, the company
that's the
which
definition
landed the
of a secret
contract
study.
for the program was a subsidiary of Bigelow Aerospace based here. The Pentagon and the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, have confirmed the program was real, and we know it studied anomalous aerial encounters such as the now famous Tic Tac incident from
Ooh,
The Tic Tac.
are you up to the Tic Tac?
No, what's up with the Tic Tac?
So there was some very credible pilots that were flying around doing their thing. They're doing their pilot thing, and they came across a UFO that was shaped like a Tic Tac, and they flew towards
This
it.
is different than the cigar.
This is different than the cigar.
Okay.
They flew towards it.
You need the Tic Tac after the cigar.
Exactly, right? Come on, man. The cigar must have been there earlier. So he flew towards it. He has gone on record, and he submitted his video footage to the Air Force, and he hasn't seen the footage since. They got rid of it, and now they deny
He
that
said it is
exists.
submitted as his only copy.
Yeah, of course.
What?
I know. Why'd you do that, bruh? You knew they was gonna take it, man. So yeah. But he has been doing a lot of interviews actually lately as well.
With this lack of evidence now.
Yeah, that's the problem. People are trying to hate.
I used to have some
They
evidence,
saying it's all
but
cap.
then they took it.
Yep.
Now I just have a story.
It's true. You know what? I'll say no more because that's it. That's exactly it.
That's unfortunate.
Settle down, Beavis.
But it's famous.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
2004, but the Defense Department has said it knows of only 38 unclassified reports that were ever produced, 38 papers total.
yeah, that
the
shit don't
I-Team has
exist.
confirmed
Because
beyond
you
any
gave 'em your
question
only
the study
copy.
put together a huge UFO database with materials and evidence from all over the world. So what else is in the files? You know, the Pentagon has files. There are additional files and
Harry Reid.
reports that were compiled as part of the study that you initiated. Did you get very deep into that stuff? Do you read it? Are you aware of how deep it goes or what's in it?
Tell us what's up, Harry.
I didn't read all of it. My staff
Give us the
did,
read.
and I spent a lot of time with my staff going over what was in it. It was quite a lot of material. So for me to tell you I read every word of it,
Harry got to
if
get
somebody
his
saw that
information
stack
out
of
there
paper,
before he
they'd say,
croaks.
well, I'm not sure he's telling the truth. So truthfully, yes, I had 2 staff people that worked this issue a lot, and we spent a lot of time together.
And what jumps out at you? I mean, is there substantial
He's trying to
information
keep
and
a low pro
documentation in
watch.
those reports?
In my opinion, this is something that we should be studying. And as I said, it's a worldwide phenomenon, not just here in the United States.
And focus of the
That's big.
So what is he talking about exactly? Is he talking about UFO sightings or what?
He's talking about the UFO phenomenon in general. He thinks it's something
general.
that scientists should be taking more seriously and studying because it's a worldwide phenomenon and is not only happening in the USA. That's big coming from a dude that's major like Harry Reid.
You know, I'm maybe it's because I read about this stuff all the time, but I'm listening to this like, and you're not giving me any new information. I've like duh.
Right.
Why would you even assume that it's a U.S. only phenomenon? It's a planet. It's not like if they're. I'm not saying that there aren't, but if there are little green or little gray men or women or they or thems, what makes you think that as the world spins around, when they come to land, even you flat earthers, as the world spins around this way or
Right,
whatever, or
right.
as they come into the flat earth, what makes you think that they would be like, that spot right there, that's the only spot that we want to look at?
It makes no sense.
Make any sense at all?
And what is the whole thing with people talking about, well, why doesn't a UFO land on the White House lawn?
They don't know what's the White House.
They don't care.
Okay, wait a minute.
They might know.
They might know if they're capturing transmissions and
But
they
really,
translate it, they would know. But
do they know though? We
do
study
they
ants.
care? Is the thing.
We study the hell out of termites and ants, and we don't know who
We know who the queen is.
we know who the queen is. We don't know who the
And
president.
we even know who the warrior ants and the gathering ants. We know that shit.
Ooh.
And we step on ants all the time.
Oh, good point.
So my
Okay.
point is simply
You
they
destroyed my point.
probably know, but I doubt they care. And if they're trying to land somewhere, it's not going to be like just that place. And even if they are, when they come in, they're coming in hella hot. They're probably going to have to do an orbit to slow down. So
Right.
it's not just going to be right over the U.S. Anyway. You get the point.
Have you heard of the different types of civilizations that physicists?
Oh yeah, the type 1s and type 2s.
1, type 2, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know their whatchamacallits, their levels by heart. Why don't you look that up while we watch the
Yeah,
rest
good
of this
idea.
video?
Yeah. Good call.
The study, Reid says,
Multitasking
was a
on this
ranch
guy.
in Utah known as the site of unusual activity. Another focus was the appearance of unknown aircraft over nuclear missile bases and other classified
there was a lot of
military
that back in the
locations
day.
and units. Tonight at
UFOs
11,
over
the senator
missile
and
bases.
others who were
Oh,
involved
God.
in the
Remember they shut
program
them down
will
or
give a
something. They
broader
shut the
view
missile
of what else was
silos
studied,
down.
and we'll hear opinions about whether this material is ever going to be released to the public.
When was that? When did that happen?
Oh man, in the
That was like in the 90s,
90s,
or
I
something,
believe.
right?
Yep.
So the UFOs come along and shut down missile bases. Is that ET or the
Or
Russians?
did we hear about it in the 90s? And it was
Yeah, who
happening in the
knows?
50s.
Yeah, who knows?
I
how
think
long
it
is-
happened right after we developed nukes. That's when they came down.
Well, that was in the 40s.
That's what I think it
But
happened.
that was when the nukes were developed.
Yeah.
But when did we get missile silos?
Okay, no, you're right. It was the missile silos. That's what they came and shut down.
How long after? I'm sure we could look that
Yeah,
up.
we gotta find out.
Apparently, shut down the missile silos whenever they did that. And then we heard about it probably 10, 15 years later.
Now that we're discussing all this stuff, we're obviously going to have to do some follow-up UFO.
Yeah, we're
videos.
gonna have to go deeper on this UFO stuff. So let's see what else Harry Reid has to say. He's got another 15 seconds.
There's a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff.
And if it ever is, you'll be the first one to show
Oh,
it
you
to
can
us.
count on that.
If you're not going to be awake at 11, just hit the DVR now. Thanks, George. Sure.
Oh, we missed the main thing that he was.
Oh, they came back later
Former
and did
Senate
some other thing.
Well, the thing that was the most important that I remember out of whatever this interview was he said, "Do you think that there's been some cover-ups?" And Harry Reid said, "I believe that 90% of what the U.S. government knows has not been shared with the public." That's crazy. They know some. They know
That
just like they know about them robots with the guns and the
And
murderous
they don't tell
drones.
us nothing.
They don't be telling us Jack. So you know what? I got Michio Kaku right here with the 3 types of civilizations, but I think we should save that for the next video. That sounds like a whole video.
Nah, dude, let's punch it in.
All right, let's do it.
So if you're going to talk about aliens and alien civilizations and whatnot, then it's probably a good idea to know what is the Kishiv scale or something like that?
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
that starts with a K and has a SH in it and ends with an A or a V or something. Anyway, you'll see it in the video. But the types of civilizations, what level they're at, like, are you just a little baby civilization? You haven't even figured out how to get off your planet yet, and you can't use the energy from your planet. I think that's type 1, is you can use all the energy from your planet.
That is type 1.
And
yes,
then
you're
like
right.
type 2 might be you can use all the energy from your star. And type 3 is you can use all the energy from your solar system or galaxy. Star would be solar system, so it must be galaxy.
Solar
type
system
3.
is type 2. Galaxy is
type 3.
exactly.
So that's our guess. Let's see if we're accurate.
What you
with,
got to say, Michio?
All right, make them full screen.
Of course. But can you hear him?
Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3 civilizations. A Type 1 civilization has harnessed its planetary power. They control earthquakes, the weather,
Type
volcanoes.
1.
They have
You're
cities
right.
on the ocean. Anything planetary, they control. That's type 1. A type 2 civilization is stellar. They've exhausted the power of a planet, and they get their energy directly from their mother star. They just don't get a suntan on a weekend. They use
So we're right,
solar
type
flares.
2.
They use the power of the sun itself to energize their huge machines. Eventually, they exhaust the power of a star, and they go galactic. They harness the power of billions of stars.
So type
within
2
a galaxy.
is
Now, for
where
example,
they have the solar system, stars, the
Right.
energy from their stars, like we
Yes.
said. And
The sun.
type 1 was, like I said, right, is
Of the
where
Earth.
they have all the energy
So
from
that
the
means
Earth.
they're controlling the wind. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're getting your
They're
solar.
harnessing energy from the
They
wind.
took it. Yep. Now I just have a story.
Where's that coming from?
Wait.
Oh, I know where. It's one of my other windows. But it's famous.
All right.
Behind.
You always become with the extra sounds.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Every time we pipe in your screen, you become with the extra sounds. Jamal got the extra background sounds. You got it taken care of now.
Yeah, it's done.
So type 1, all the energy from the planet, the
Right.
sun. So you're getting your solar, what's hitting the planet. You're getting your wind. You're getting your hydro. You're getting your geothermal.
Yep. Solar. Yeah, I think you said that.
What else you getting?
The
Probably
water.
some.
The ocean.
That's the geo, or
Oh,
that's the
I got you.
hydro.
Right.
What else is there? The geothermals, the heat from the earth. There's probably some chemical reactions that we're missing out on, and some naturally.
I mean,
occurring
yeah, when
chemical
you get to that
reactions.
level, I'm sure they're killing it.
Volcanoes.
Right. Exactly. Middle Earth, man. Where all
Right.
the elves be at.
Got to harness the power of Mordor.
Exactly.
So we are not even type 1. What do they say? We're like
We are type
Type-
0.
0.075 or 72 or something like that.
We get our energy from dead plants.
Right.
Like dead dinosaurs or something.
From basically doo-doo and carcasses.
Yeah.
That's how we make energy. And there's only so much doo-doo and carcasses. We're almost out.
We're almost out of it.
And using doo-doo and carcasses is messing shit up.
But that Green New Deal is socialism. Don't get me started. But we do need to advance off it.
All right, let's hear the what we got left. Type 3.
Okay.
Type 1 civilization, a planetary civilization. Star Trek and the Federation of Planets, who have colonized the 2-star systems, will correspond to a Type 2 system. And the Empire
Type 2.
of Star Wars would correspond to a Type 3 civilization. Now, what are we on this scale? We are Type 0. We don't even rate on this scale. We get our energy from, not from stars or galaxies, we get our energy from dead plants, oil and coal. But we can calculate when we will.
We are type 0.
He said it's just.
Oh, oops.
He just said it so.
Of this
You
historic
are
transition
0,
from
not a
type
hero.
0 to type 1. And I am privileged to be alive in the most important era in the history of the human race, the transition from type 0 to type 1.
He is the
I read the
king
newspaper,
of the
and I see
soundbite.
evidence of this
Well, I don't know.
everywhere.
It's debatable. whether
What
it's him
is
or-
the European
He's up there in the
Union?
top 5.
European
What's brother man's
Union
name?
reformed
Neil
to
deGrasse
oppose
Tyson,
NAFTA.
yeah.
That is the United States, Canada, and Mexico. But why? Because we're seeing the beginnings of a type 1 economy.
Yeah, he makes science
Huge
interesting.
Planetary trading
The
blocks
sound bites.
are the beginnings
Short
of
and
a type
sweet and to the
1
point.
economy.
He's like,
And-
yeah, man, harnessing the energy in type 2. And niggas is like, whatever, that's boring, man. He's like, that's like Star Trek. And you're like, oh, that's that Captain Kirk shit, son.
Now
Yeah,
you're speaking my
okay,
language.
Word. Then he starts getting into freaking galactic, polar, whatever, black holes and all this. And you're just like, okay, you're losing me. And then he's like, that's Darth Vader. That's Star Wars. And you're like, yeah. He's good. Darth Vader is a type 3. Captain Kirk is a type 2.
So the type 3 was we run the galaxy.
Yes. So, yeah, multiple solar systems. Exactly.
Okay. So if we are not even type 1 yet, and the aliens or extraterrestrials or visitors from another world or whatever you want to call them, even probably most likely drones from someplace far, far away,
Most likely the airplanes
are not going to be concerned with communicating with us.
No.
We're just the ants that are playing with Dookie on the planet.
We're so far behind. Why would
We're
they?
like dung beetles.
Yeah. I mean, do we try to talk to the ants at all?
Some
study them.
nerdy scientists do. But when you're walking down the street and you see a line of ants, what kind of person are you? Do you step over the ants?
Do you do the
Or do
magnifying
you step
glass
on
thing?
them or do the magnifying glass thing? Next time you're walking down the street and you see some ants, ask yourself, who am I? On that note, this is Tech Taste Daily.
Man, I have so much more to say about this. We're going to do a follow-up video for sure.
Follow-ups are a thing. So,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
aliens, ants,
All of you guys subscribe.
and Harry Reid's. Tech Taste Daily.
There it is. I feel so much better now.
Base in the space means peace. See you later.
Tech Taste Daily.
See you.